Hi guys, thanks for joining me for another one of my videos. This is just a little additional thing I thought I'd do before we get on to starting to film what's on the shelves. Basically the wall sets that came through that I showed in my last video, which I know was a bit overlong, sorry about that, but there was quite a lot to pack in. I thought it was worth talking about the sound quality on them. Now, as you know, I sort of often say that I never play my records, try and keep them mint as new and just like the look of them. But I think with these wall shows it's definitely worth considering the sound, because I know first of all that's what a lot of you go for, that you need to know when you're forking out good money for these things that aren't cheap either, that you're getting decent sound. So I've given a listen to basically the sort of three recent sets that have come out, and I just thought I'd share my thoughts on what I think of them sound wise. The California 1980 box that came out on Godfather Records, was it earlier this year or last year, I can't remember, but I think it was earlier this year. It's a lovely set. Two complete shows, the first and last show from LA Sports Arena, and obviously that's 1980, so that's the first wall tour, if you like. So I would describe, I've only listened to the first one to be honest, and what you've got is what I would call an excellent audience recording of its type from around that era, given that it's from a huge arena venue. So it's obviously from the master tape, all elements are there, it's very atmospheric. Obviously with the American crowds you get quite a lot of cheering and responses to what's going on. So for an overall kind of feel of atmospherics and good sound as well, it's really nice, really good. The bass is there, the high end is there, and you can hear everything, you can hear the words. I mean, it's you know, it's a really excellent audience recording from that period. But it isn't perfect, so you feel as if you're a little bit distant from the stage. The acoustics in the arena wouldn't have been brilliant. There's no echo or sort of flow back from the walls, and obviously the sound system that Floyd were using was absolutely top notch. But yeah, it's fantastic really, but it's just a really good audience recording, and it's as good as you could obviously hope to have, especially given that the one I listened to was the first show at that venue. So the second show of the last show from there, particularly if it was taped by the same person for instance, might be better. So I haven't actually listened to that, but anyway, it's worth getting because you're not going to be disappointed. Now this one that I showed you last time is the new one from Pigs on the Groove, Be Careful Does Court. We're talking British audiences, so very quiet, there's no interruptions at all from the crowd, so all you're hearing is the music that's coming out. It includes the sort of MCs talking at the start, and that's where the title comes from, because he's saying basically be careful when after the show when you leave, and be careful when you're sort of wandering around, etc. And it is a really quality audience recording. So what could you say? The quiet bits are very clear, very prominent, and the loud bits are extremely full. On vinyl you've got very big bass, but the sound isn't perfect insofar as it's slightly distorted, certainly on the loud parts and certainly at the start. I think it may have settled down towards the end of the second side, but I think he had his levels slightly high, or his microphone might not be quite as good as it could have been. But certainly there is some, it's on the bass, so it's bass distortion really. So very, very warm atmospheric sound and very clear. You do feel it's an intense experience. So you feel as if it's from the master, I'm sure. But it's just got that little bit of distortion in the louder parts. Now, so that brings us on to this massive 10 LP set. Now, I haven't played every LP, as I think you would not expect me to have done, but what I've done is I've played the, I think it's the third LP, which is the same night as the Pigs on the Groove one, so it's the 16th of June, just to do a comparison between the two. And all I can say, and we've all got our own hearing, sort of, our ears are all different, mine aren't brilliant the older I get, but the sound quality on this is absolutely mind-blowing. The difference in quality, I think I would put it down to the equipment that it was probably recorded on. So first off, there's no distortion whatsoever. You've got beautiful warmth bass, low end, exceptionally clear vocals. I mean, it sounds like a soundboard. It sounds as good as a soundboard, certainly in places. And I was really surprised, having played the Pigs on the Groove one first, to then hear this, because I kind of expected it to probably be from the same tape, and so there'd be no difference. The Pigs on the Groove is good, it's excellent, I mean it's really good, but it's just a shame there's that bit of distortion. So if you were going to go for the sound quality alone, the Godfather box is streets ahead. I mean, it's not streets ahead, it's that much ahead, but when you're getting to that sort of level of quality, I mean, forget about hiss, forget about rumble, forget about muffled, because it's, you know, we're not talking about that, we're talking about really sounding sort of stunningly close to the stage, fully involved, all the, I mean, the Another Brick in the Wall Part 2, the solo on the Godfather Records box, you got the guitar solos, two different guitars, and then you've got the keyboard solo. It's absolutely tremendous, it's fantastic. So definitely thumbs up on that one for sound quality. But of course, you know, it's an expensive box to have to buy. So, you know, the Pigs on the Groove, I don't think anybody disappointed with it. I think it's a very nice listening experience. And as I say, I think that distortion, it may just be on the earlier tracks before. He may have adjusted his volume levels or whatever on the machine. But anyway, there you go, there's my thoughts. I've rambled on for 9 minutes. But I thought it was only fair to say that, because there's a lot of this stuff coming out, and it's worth having some idea of what you may be getting. Okay, so next up is I'm going to start working through my shelves. I'll probably start with my Yes stuff, which is basically from there to about there. That's the bootlegs, plus the box sets which are on the floor. So that will be next up as we start going through the shelves. But anyway, thanks for watching, and see you again soon.